Most people never notice the game. They wake up, check their phone, drink their coffee, and walk straight into the day's demands without ever stopping to ask a single dangerous question. They run through routines like clockwork, chasing comfort, seeking approval, doing exactly what's expected of them. And then, years later, they wonder why life feels like it's closing in. They wonder why they feel smaller, more tired, less alive than they used to. But there are others, few, quiet, precise. They don't move like everyone else. They see the patterns. They study the currents beneath people's words, the unspoken rules that decide who rises and who remains invisible. They know that force is loud, but influence is silent. They understand that the real currents of power move under the surface, invisible to those who are too distracted to look. You might think power is something you take, that you walk in, demand it, grab it. That's what movies show you, what weak leaders pretend to believe. But the truth? Real power is never truly taken. It's seen, it's recognized, it's understood, first by you, and then inevitably by everyone else. And when that recognition happens, there's no need for begging, no need for threats. It simply becomes yours. That's what Machiavelli understood, though most people read him wrong. He wasn't writing for tyrants or monsters. He was writing for those who refused to leave their power buried under guilt, fear, and social conditioning. He was writing for people like you, people who can sense there's something more to their life than playing by someone else's rules. And here's the truth you've probably felt, but never put into words. The game is always being played, whether you see it or not. There's a hierarchy in every room, even among so-called equals. There's a silent negotiation in every conversation, even between friends. And there's a shifting balance of leverage in every relationship, even the ones built on love. You can choose to ignore it, but ignoring it doesn't protect you, it just makes you easier to control. So this is where we begin. Today, I'm going to show you how to see the game clearly, how to move through it without losing yourself, and how to claim what's already yours without shouting, without forcing, without breaking. Power is rarely about what's said. It's about what's implied. It's in the pauses between words, the way people glance at each other before they speak, the seating arrangement in a meeting, the tone someone takes when they say your name. Most people walk through life deaf to these signals. They respond only to the obvious. They miss the silent architecture of influence that shapes every interaction they have. But you, if you start watching differently, you'll notice. You'll see who really makes the decisions, even if they never sit in the highest chair. You'll see who is allowed to interrupt and who gets talked over. You'll see how people angle their bodies toward those they respect and away from those they don't. When you see these things, you'll realize the world is not meritocratic in the way you were told. It's not the hardest worker who rises, but the one who understands positioning. Right now, think about the last room you were in. Who was the true center of gravity? Was it the one speaking the most, or the one everyone else subtly deferred to? Observation is the first and most powerful tool in the arsenal of anyone who wants to navigate the game. It costs nothing. It risks nothing. Yet it builds a map that few ever have. When you observe before you act, you gather information while giving away nothing. People underestimate you. They forget you're there. And in that space of underestimation, you collect leverage. Think of it like a chess match. The amateur lunges forward with aggressive moves in the first few turns, believing speed equals skill. The master holds back, watching, testing, learning the opponent's rhythm before deciding how to break them. Your silence is not weakness, it is positioning. Your stillness is not absence, It is calculation. Imagine you said less this week. How much more could you learn about the people around you? Patience is not waiting. Patience is preparation. Every opportunity you will ever have comes in two parts: the moment itself and the preparation you've done beforehand. Most people meet the moment unprepared, which is why they fumble it. Strategic patience means you don't move until the conditions favor you. You don't fight every battle. You don't chase every prize. You choose the time and place so carefully that when you do move, it looks effortless to everyone watching. Predators in nature know this. A lion can lie in the grass for hours, unmoving, letting the herd believe it's safe until the exact moment when the weakest member strays too far. Think about the goal you've been chasing. Are you attacking it too soon, or are you willing to wait until it's impossible for you to miss? You cannot play the game if you're ruled by reaction. The moment you let anger, excitement, or fear dictate your move, you hand the game to someone else. Jung would say you've lost individuation. You've allowed your identity to be pulled into someone else's frame. Emotional detachment is not coldness. It is control. It means you can watch someone insult you and respond with nothing more than a calm, deliberate sentence. It means you can hear someone's praise and still keep your judgment intact. When you master detachment, you are no longer moved by bait. And without bait, most traps collapse. Ask yourself, what's the last situation where you reacted instantly? How would it have played out if you'd done nothing for 24 hours? Real authority is recognized, not requested. You don't have to say, "Listen to me." You simply speak in a way that makes listening feel inevitable. You don't have to prove yourself in every conversation. Your very presence carries the proof. Think of the people you've met who radiated authority without trying. It wasn't their volume. It wasn't their aggression. It was their self-possession. Picture yourself walking into a room next week. How will you carry yourself so that people register your presence before you say a single word? Power is not pure light. It casts a shadow. The same influence that allows you to create change also tempts you toward control. The same awareness that helps you navigate the world can make you cynical, manipulative, or paranoid. Machiavelli warned about this because the fall of many powerful people begins not with an external enemy, but with the decay of their own discipline. Power is safest in the hands of those who never forget they can lose it. The game is not going away. You can either keep playing it blindly or you can see it for what it is. The choice is not whether you participate. The choice is whether you participate well. So watch, listen, move with precision and claim what is already yours. The question now is simple. Will you keep living the way you have, or will you play to win?